What's up, everybody? So this is part 2 of a video series that I decided to post as we're nearing the end of 2024 and 2025 is just around the corner. So my name's Chris. I'm the chainsaw carver and artist behind Busy Wren Creations. I'm a full-time chainsaw carver at this point. I've been doing woodworking in a full-time capacity for over 5 years now. And I love to share as much of my journey as I can. I'm trying to get better about blogging and sharing some things other than the process of making my art. And so if you're watching this and you have no idea who I am, I hope that you stick around. I hope that you look back at some of my older videos because again, I do really enjoy sharing. And I know I'm not necessarily the best at it. I mean, look at this drab background. But I think sometimes, for me at least, the best thing to do for my creative vision and for my positivity is to just share and talk. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about plans for 2025, things I want to accomplish, and sort of the overall goal for the business. 2024 was an amazing year. It's been an incredible ride these past 5 years. And every year we just grow and grow. It's myself and my wife running this business. And it's been great. It's been steady development and growth over those past 5 years, which I think is really important because sometimes too much growth at one time can be overwhelming. I have certainly experienced that firsthand and know what kind of struggle success can be. So just be careful what you ask for because sometimes you bite off more than you can chew. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. So in 2025, the main goal for me is to create bigger and more imaginative things. I'm ready to kind of break free of the initial mold of carving the things that all chainsaw carvers carve. And I mean no negativity behind this when I say this, but I want to get away from carving bears and I hate to say it, but carving cardinals or carving, just even gnomes, which have been a huge seller for me. Just getting away from the things that everyone expects when they think of a chainsaw carver. And I'm 2 years into my journey as a chainsaw carver. Before that, I was a wood turner. And before that, I started this business carving spoons with pocket knives. So I've kind of had a long journey over the past 5 years of figuring out my niche. And right now, the niche is chainsaw carving. But I want to do different things. I want to create a name for myself. If I'm not being too arrogant, I want people to know my name and to associate my work to that name. And I think I've done that. And we have some amazing customers, incredible followers, but I want to do more of it in 2025. So we got some big plans for the year. And to go back to that thing about careful what you wish for. So if you've been following me, or if you just started following me, you know about this. But I was featured in Our State Magazine, which is a magazine that is published here in North Carolina. And they featured my Cardinals in their December issue of 2024. And up until that point, other than a local news station running an interview with me, not this year, but last year, that was kind of my only experience with news media, so to speak, or being published in a magazine or anything like that. And I knew it was going to be a big deal when I did the interview, but we didn't quite know just how big it was going to be. So when the article came out, we received more messages and emails in a couple days than I typically receive in a month. And business has been great for the past 5 years. Honestly, it's been enough for me to handle for the past 5 years. And so to have this big event happen where I got a fair bit of luck and someone interviewed me and featured my work, in the beginning, you're like, oh, this is amazing. Look at all these orders. And then you realize you got to fulfill all those orders. And let me tell you, folks, making Cardinals is fun and you enjoy it until you have to make 300 of them. And I think now we're inching up on near 400 since the article launched, and orders are coming in daily. So just be careful what you wish for. I don't want this to sound ungrateful at all. By no means am I ungrateful. This is an amazing thing that has happened to me. But I'll say this, just know that when the good things happen to you, it often means hard work. And I shared in my previous video that I think you need 4 things to succeed as an artist, or at least these are the 4 things that I had to have in my life to succeed. The first of which is that I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed with what I do. I think about it all the time. The second is that you got to be willing to work hard. I'm willing to do the work. And especially with these cardinal orders, it's pushed me to levels of work that I didn't know that I could achieve. The third is that you have to be lucky. I had to be lucky that someone found my work interesting enough to share it, and interested enough in my work to share it in a big publication, at least a big publication for our state. I think they have over 170,000 subscribers, which is a huge, huge deal. And especially for a small artist and business owner like myself. So you have to be lucky. And then fourth, you have to have support. You have to have support of your business partners, your family, the folks in your community, your followers, your customers. You have to have all that support, or none of this works. You cannot build anything alone. I truly believe that. I don't think anything worth building can be built by one person. And so those are the 4 things you got to have. I think I've had all of those things, and it's what's led to my success. It's why I am going into, we're on year 5, we're going to be into year 6 before we know it. And it's because of all those things. It's also comes with a healthy level of sacrifice. So believe you me, it's not been, some trip to a paradise island. It's been a lot of work, and you have to sacrifice to get what you want in life. I believe that as well. And but anyway, as to 2025, I'm excited to be able to do big things and to really break the mold. I'm 2 years into running a chainsaw. I've really gotten kind of a grasp on what I can accomplish and when I put my mind to it, and I'm really excited about that. And I don't think I talked about this in the previous video, but in 2024, we really moved away from doing in-person shows, and we really got more into taking orders and doing batch work. And it was a nice transition for the business because doing shows is a lot of work. So I think in 2025, we're going to be pulling back even more on shows. My goal is to do 4 shows in 2025, and I want them to be bigger shows. And that's kind of the goal. We're going to do 4 big shows, and that'll be it. And I think that's going to be a good fit for us because it allows me to spend more time doing what I really love, which is being in my shop, creating art. And and I have the interaction with folks, whether they stop by the workshop to purchase something or to place a commission order, or by interacting online. So it'll be important for me to still get that interaction with customers because I really do enjoy that side of things. But yeah, we're going to be pulling back on shows in 2025. We've already pulled back and completely ended any partnerships we have with brick and mortar. So we're not going to be doing any more, I shouldn't say forever, but at least initially, we're not going to be doing any commission partnerships where we partner with a brick and mortar and we sell things on commission. I have no interest in doing wholesale. I'm very lucky that I can't keep up with orders as it is, so it makes no sense for me to sell the work at a discount because I can't make enough now. So wholesale's out. I could foresee us at some point in the future finding a gallery space to sell high-end pieces, pieces that just have a lot more time and refinement in them. But that might be something we do for 2026 or even further out. This year, I think the business model is really going to be focusing about catering to the social media and to selling our work directly to customers through Facebook and Instagram and via email when folks reach out, and doing things in batches. So like with Cardinals, where we take orders and then we fulfill those orders, it'll be the same thing in 2025. It really allows me to focus on making the things that people want and then carving out time in between those batches to work on the projects that really excite me. So there's a lot of ideas that I have that I can't wait to get out of my head for 2025. We have some amazing commissions already on the books that I'll be fulfilling in March and April, which I'm really excited about. New stuff is really, if I can make something new every day, that's the dream. If I never had to make the same thing twice, that would be incredible. But you got to pay the bills. And so making batches of things and getting the price down where it's affordable is how you do that. So as we work on batches and doing things like that in 2025, I'll be carving out time to do bigger pieces that I want to carve that will demand a higher price tag simply because there are only going to be one of them. And I've got tons of ideas. A lot of that's going to involve some 2D relief carving. So I have a big chainsaw and mill on order. So a chainsaw mill where I'll be able to mill up big slabs. With those slabs, I want to be doing these relief carvings where you can hang them on a wall or mount them. And they're going to be landscape scenes and all kinds of cool stuff that I've got in my head that I want to get out. I can also foresee myself doing more furniture in 2025. I've piddled around with furniture in the past, but I'd really like to do some furniture in 2025. And this isn't going to be your basic run-of-the-mill furniture. This is going to be one-off pieces that you can't get anywhere else. They're going to be power carved. They're going to be sculpted. They're going to be works of art. And I'm really excited about that. They're going to be very limited. So that's going to be something that I want to do in 2025. And then for nostalgia's sake, I will be doing at least one drop of spoons in 2025. And I'm hoping it'll be a larger drop because we have a lot of people interested in that. But for my sake, that's where I got my start, was with spoons. I want to do one spoon drop in 2025, and I'd like to do one each year. I don't know that I made any spoons in 2024. If I did, it was very few, and I'm not sure that I did any. So I would like to make that kind of a tradition where once a year I make a batch of spoons, because again, they hold a special place in my heart, because none of this would exist without the humble spoon. And so yeah, that's something else for 2025. What else? We're going to be working on the studio and office space and my workshop space, and really getting this workshop to where I want it to be, and my vision of it long term. And so we're excited about that. And we're going to be bringing my wife in more to work on the business. We've been thinking of ways for her to create her own art and what that looks like and how we can incorporate it into what I do. And I think we have some great ideas, and I hope that 2025 is the year that we can start doing that. I'd really like for her to be able to utilize this space that we're renovating to be able to create art. And I think the two of us would be able to collaborate in a very cool way. And so there's some things coming on that. Nothing's set in stone yet, so I don't want to give it away. But there's definitely some stuff brewing that we will share just as soon as we can with all of you. I think that's pretty much all the stuff that I really want to accomplish in 2025. The other things that I really want to accomplish is just kind of achieving a better work-life balance in 2025. I've been really bad at that lately because we've been so busy, and it's been an eye-opener to me that I need to slow down a little bit, spend more time with my kids, because, man, I tell you what, we have an 11-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and I didn't think time moved until I had kids. And now I have an 11-year-old, which is just like, and she's growing up so quick, and very soon she's going to want nothing to do with me. And so I need to spend as much time with my kids as I can. I'd love to involve them more in the workshop. That's why I'm excited about this renovation. I think we're going to be able to spend more time with them in this space and allow them to experiment with their art. The one thing that I'm going to tear up talking about it, but one thing I love about my children most is their creative spark. And I almost feel like all kids have this, and then they lose it. Like, I almost feel like everyone has this creative ability within them, and then it goes away because life gets in the way and it gets pushed to the side. But if you put any kid down with some crayons and a piece of paper, every one of them will create art. And I'm telling you, my kids, I know they're my kids, so I'm partial, but especially my daughters. My son's still a little small, he's 3, but my daughters have painted and drawn things that I'm just like, wow, I can see it. And I want to foster that creativity in them. Our oldest daughter is very musically inclined. She's learning to play the ukulele and the saxophone, and she's taken to it really, really well, which is very exciting for myself and my wife, who are both band geeks. I was a trombone player, section leader, first chair, all that good stuff. And my wife played saxophone. And so it's very exciting to see our daughter pick up that mantle, and I can only hope that our other two kids will also take to music in that way. But I'd love to see them be able to express their art, and I want to be able to create a space where they can do that. So that's another big thing for 2025, is to really just make art more of a, what am I trying to say? A bedrock of our family, because I think art is the ultimate thing that has made our family so strong. I definitely don't think that our family would be what it is had I stayed in a corporate gig and stayed at that grind. I think that me pursuing my passion has been the best thing possible for myself and for my family. And I think my wife would agree with that, because so many things have been made possible for our family because of it, and it's only going to get better from here. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for all of you who have been following this journey for a long time. For all the folks who have started following me since the Our State article, we greatly appreciate it. If you got Cardinals on order, I promise we'll get those out as soon as we can. And I made an announcement earlier today in some comments that the Eastern bluebird will be the next bird that I work on in the bird series, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching. If you're watching this at the end of 2024, I hope you have a wonderful new year and have a wonderful and amazing 2025. I hope it's everything that you can dream it to be. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.